Hi there, and welcome to another episode of The Art of Kicking Ass Elegantly TV. I'm your host, Michelle Hext. This week, I want to be talking to you about making sure that you are not just setting huge kick-ass business goals, but you're also setting similar types of goals in your personal life as well. I've been guilty of this more times than I can count. And what I'm guilty of is setting really big goals in my business and targets and things like that and working tirelessly towards those and forgetting to actually set goals in my personal life. And what I've found is that when I do that, everything becomes all about work and it becomes all consuming and it's easy to forget the why, forget why I'm actually doing this thing in the first place. So now whenever I set myself a big business goal, and I've got some huge ones right now, I make sure that I also set myself some personal goals to balance it out and to remind myself that, I'm actually building this business because of the life that I want to live, not just to have a business for business's sake. And, while I love my work, it's never ever going to be my complete driving force and the reason for my being on this planet. I have a partner that I love very much, and I have children who I love very much, and I have friends, and I have things that I do outside of my work. And it's important that they continue to be important to me and be given equal time, So some goals that I've set myself recently are, I'm struggling as I come back from my hip surgery. My hip feels great, but I've run into a lot of problems with my back. My trainer together we're uncovering a lot of weaknesses in my body, and so it's causing me to have a lot of back flare-ups. So, instead of just, feeling like I'm well and my hip is well and I can just smash myself and get into the shape that I want to get into when I go to Thailand in 4 weeks, I've had to really stop and rethink that. And so my personal goal now is just to create a really strong, injury-free body. So instead of the pressure now of feeling like I have to be fit and ready to go when I hit Thailand in 4 weeks, it's about working towards getting to Thailand feeling really fit and strong and using that training time over there as a base. So the goal, it's a big goal for me, to really have faith in my body and know that it's going to be able to do the things that I ask it to do, not just now, but for the next 20 years, is really, really important. So that's a big goal. And I hadn't been giving that a lot of time. I've been doing the training, but I've been scrimping a little bit on my rehab, and that's important. When my body's not working right and I'm in pain all the time, it takes the fun out of stuff, so that's had to move up to the top of the priority list right now. So just making sure that, I'm getting the treatments that I need to get, that I'm doing not just my training sessions, but I'm doing all the stuff that I need to do after my training sessions and before my training sessions to help, get my body strong. Another personal goal that I have is, many years ago, I was a pilot, and I got a bit bored with flying from A to B, but I love aerobatics. And a little while ago, Dave bought me a flight in a warbird, an aerobatic warbird. And for me, that's just, it was the most fun I'd had in ages. You couldn't wipe the smile off my face for a week. And so my goal is, before the end of the year, to start my flying lessons again so that I can get my aerobatics endorsement. I want to be able to do aerobatics. I want to be able to go to the airfield on the weekends and throw a plane around in the air. That's so exciting to me, and it's something to really look forward to. And I also have travel goals as well. My trips to Thailand are kind of regular now. Paris is kind of a done deal because it's part of my Kick-Ass Academy program. We just meet there. So that's part of it. So now I need to think big and be thinking, where else do I want to go that I haven't been before? And so next year, in the middle of next year, I'm planning something really special, and got to keep it under wraps for now, but yeah, something really exciting around that too. And then I also have goals around moving. I'm living about 45 minutes out of Melbourne right now, and while it's great and I love it, next year I want to move into Williamstown and be near the water and be closer to the city and really, really, embrace living in that area. I love being near the beach, so that's important for me to be living there. So none of those are business goals, and they really excite me. But what they do is they give juice to my work. So this morning on Facebook, I posted about, really making sure that as you sit down with your coffee or whatever it is this week, to really reflect on what you're doing this for. You've got a big work week coming up, you've got a big list of things to do, and you're going to nail that working week. But what's it all for? Why are you doing this to start with? Just really anchor yourself in that and remind yourself. It doesn't mean you need to work any differently. It's just important to remind ourselves why we're doing it and make sure that we're getting, that we have the juicy stuff in our life as well. And so for me, when I look through my lists in the morning and I have my business goals and I look at my personal goals, that is what brings me the excitement and the passion and the joy. My business goals, I've been doing this long enough now to know that, I achieve them. When I set them, I pretty much always achieve them. Doesn't matter how big it is. Doesn't matter how big I stretch myself. I tend to always reach my business goals. And so that's kind of a given. I know it takes work and all that sort of stuff, but when I look at my personal goals, and it makes me, I add them together and it reminds me, this is why you're doing this. And then I can get excited about that. I get head down, bum up with my business goals. Yep, this is what I need to do. And then I look at my personal goals and I get excited. I get excited and I start to feel really passionate about those things, and it gives me energy. Anyway, so really important to remember that it is not all about business, and to make sure that when you're setting goals, that you set some really good personal goals so that you always have something to strive for in your personal life as well as in your business. That's it. See you next week.